I've been hearing about the apps and everything, and I think this is the coolest, one of the coolest things I've ever heard. I know, they wanted me to come in here and speak about my, what I do, my career. I'll speak to you about that, but learning about what you guys do, I can definitely tie in, my career, how it has switched, and how you guys, what you're doing can help someone like me, and just help the future of all businesses, and especially, technology and things that I'm into. So, I'm born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. I was from Cleveland, Ohio, from 132nd and Kinsman. Anybody from Kinsman? Okay, yeah, so perfect. Anybody from anywhere near that area? Is anybody from Cleveland? Yeah. Okay, all right, except for the New Yorkers. So 132nd and Kinsman, I went to Benedictine High School, which was kind of unheard of for somebody from my neighborhood. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Benedictine, but it's an all-boys Catholic high school, and it's like, Steph, you're going to Benedictine? And so how that actually happened was a friend of mine, Justin Fraley, he was like a big football recruit, and he had a chance to go to Benedictine, and he was like, well, you can come take the test, and you just get a day off of school. So me and the whole crew, we was like, all right, we get a day off of school to go take the test. Let's do it. So we went and took the test. A few of us got accepted, went to Benedictine. It was the greatest experience of my life. I met a guy there by the name of Rich Paul, who is, you guys know who Rich Paul is? Yeah. Know the name, heard the name? You guys know who LeBron James is? Rich Paul is LeBron James' agent. He's kind of, one of the major keys to getting Bron back to the city of Cleveland. So Rich Paul, we met when I was in high school, and formed that relationship. From high school, went to The Ohio State University. I graduated The Ohio State University. In my 4 years, I went there on a full academic scholarship. So I do understand how important academic and education is. So while I was there, because I was on full academic scholarship, I wanted to make some money, but I never wanted to work because I was kind of, I don't want to say this word in a negative connotation, but back then they'd be like, he's a nerd, and I was like the weird kid from the hood. Not weird kid, but I was like the kid from the hood. I was like hood, but I was like a nerd on the low. I love to read, I love math, I love school. So when I would come back and everybody else would go off in the streets and do everything that they were doing, I would make sure I was studying, getting my education, doing all of that, and then I would go do some of the things that I wanted to do. So I love school. So while at Ohio State, I didn't have to pay for school, but I wanted to make some money. And in high school, me and my crew, we had started to throw parties, and we had started to make some good money. We were like 15 years old, making some good money. So I said, while I'm at Ohio State, why don't I just teach myself, how to DJ? I always wanted to know how to DJ. There was a movie called Juice that was very popular when I was a kid. My brother put me on to, Juice? Yeah. So DJ GQ, I thought he was fly, he was young, he was handsome, he controlled the crowd, he had like an older chick. I was like, oh yeah, that's swag. Yeah, I was like, yeah. I want to be like him. So I taught myself how to DJ, and I was like, well, I want to throw parties, I can make money. I always wanted to DJ, so let me teach myself how to DJ because I'm very frugal, and that way I won't have to pay a DJ. I just keep all the money. So I convinced everybody at Ohio State that I was this dope DJ, the best DJ ever. I had never DJed a party, never DJed anything. And I put out a mixtape because at the time, all the big DJs, they would put out mixtapes. So I said, if I have a mixtape, then everybody will believe that I'm a big DJ. And it's funny, I just released a mixtape yesterday called I Feel Like Clue, in an ode to a legend named DJ Clue, one of my favorite DJs, and that was the reason I put the first mixtape out ever, because he used to do it. So I went to Ohio State, they saw the mixtape, and they was like, Steph, man, you DJ? And I was already kind of popular because I just knew a lot of people. I went through this program called the Young Scholars Program. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but I had to keep a 3.0 GPA from the 6th grade on through high school, I graduated, in order to get my scholarship. So I knew people there. So when they found out I was DJing, they were like, oh man, you DJ? Well, you can DJ our parties. And the biggest parties at the time at Ohio State were called the Icebreakers, and the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta, the sorority, they threw the biggest icebreaker, and they were like, well, Steph, we know you DJ, so we're gonna have you DJ. And I was like, oh man, let's do it. And, boom, boom, boom. And they were like, well, how much you charge? And I was like, sheesh. I was like, I don't. And I was like, told them like 150. And they was like 150. Yeah, let's do it. 150 is not happening in 2016, folks. I'm telling you like that. People talk about 150 with me right now. It's not happening. But I've grown to the DJ I am. But and then I know it was probably other DJs in the city at that time a little angry because I didn't know how much to charge. So they might have thought I was undercutting them and lowballing them, but it's whatever. So I DJ'd the party. My equipment cut off 1,000,000 times during the party, but I had my homie there. He was fanning my amp and all of that. We eventually got it together. I started doing more parties and more events around Ohio State, and started doing. I started getting the attention of nightclubs around the city, and I started doing the nightclubs. And then I had the biggest like hip hop night at the biggest club, and then stuff just started moving and moving and moving. And then a friend of mine named Mick Boogie, he was the DJ for the Cavs at the time, but me and him had already become great friends. We were in this DJ crew called the Lead Crew, and he had a host. And this host, they got into it or something, and the host didn't show up to the club. And he called me, and I was in Columbus, and he was like, Steph, would you mind, because he know I like to talk on the mic. Now, I don't know if you guys will listen to me on the radio or anything like that, and I will apologize if you do listen to me on the radio, but I do talk a lot over the song sometimes, but I get excited. But I've always been like that. And
at least you don't shoot the gun like.
Oh yeah, no, I stopped shooting the gun. You know what's crazy? I when I first got on radio, I was going to start shooting the gun. I did it a couple times, and then I thought about the climate of the city, and I was like, nah, this isn't right. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because I'm a hip hop DJ. Well, I'm a DJ, but on 107.9 I do hip hop. And it's a lot of stuff that goes on with that. But even in my occupation, I still have to be very, very conscious of what's going on in our community, as we all should be with anything we have going on. But yeah, so he called me like, Steph, my dude tripping, can you come up and host this party for me? I was like, all right, cool, I'll host. He had got to a point in his career where he didn't like to DJ the whole night. He just wanted to do the prime time from midnight to 2:30. So he was like, he thought, I don't know what he thought, but he was just like, Steph, you could DJ, could you DJ from 10 to 12? And then I'm like, yeah. So he got to sleep in at the house. He didn't have to come into the club until 12. But I saw that as the greatest opportunity in the world because I was in a nightclub, popping nightclub in downtown Cleveland, 10 o'clock. And it helped me become a better DJ because I had to figure out how to make people dance early. It's a little tougher when someone gets to the club at 10 o'clock. And it's not packed yet, but I had to figure out how to make people dance early from 10 to 12. So I started doing that for him. He was DJing for the Cavs. I started going to the Cavs games with him. And of course, I already had this relationship with Rich and Brian and everybody. And then Mick decided to move to New York. And one of the times he couldn't make a game, it was a Cavs playoff game. And he couldn't make it, and he was like, Steph, could you DJ the game for me? And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I could do that. So he contacted the Cavs and told him he wasn't going to make it, but they were familiar with me because I had been coming to so many games, hooking up his equipment, making sure everything was cool. So they was like, well, he knows the music and the format and everything, let's do it. So my first Cavs game was kind of like an audition. It was a Cleveland Cavaliers playoff game.
Who was they playing against?
I have no idea. I have no idea. It was a playoff game. It was probably like the Washington Wizards. We used to play the Wizards a lot when Brian, you know what I'm saying, during his first few years here. So yeah, I did that. It went well, and then I ended up on radio the next year, and everything has been going on from there. I do all of LeBron's events. I've done events for our president, 2 events. It was a big concert here. Jay-Z, Barack Obama, I DJ'd that event, another event for our president, Barack Obama. All kinds of stuff. It's been a blessing. I've done a lot of great things, but the greatest thing I always say is that I represent the city to the fullest. Me and my crew, 8081, we have a slogan that we live by, and it's called Rep Local but Think Global. I always told myself that as a DJ, I never wanted to get into a rut. as I could say, where I wanted to be the best DJ in Cleveland, or the best whatever in Cleveland. And I don't think any of you guys should aspire to be the best in a centralized and a local location. Be the best you can be the best in the world, be the best version of you that you are. Don't try to be the best app designer in Cleveland, because then once you keep trying to get there, and then it's like, now what? So I never wanted to be like the best DJ in Cleveland. I wanted to be the best DJ I could be and represent my city to the fullest. So a lot of times I'm not here in Cleveland, but wherever city I'm in, they're like, oh, that's DJ Steph Floss, he's from Cleveland. Cleveland is, Cleveland that. As opposed to, it's hard to be a voice of your city if if you don't really branch out and leave that city. So I could stay here and be this dope DJ all the time and be like, yeah, Steph, I'm dope, I'm this and that, boom, boom, boom. But it's like the world would never know if I never traveled to these places and things like that. And to piggyback off of what I said earlier with the apps, you guys, man, you got to understand how great of an opportunity that you all have with these apps. Like, the world revolves around technology and apps now. And I say that, and even with what I do as a DJ, I mean, everything is going digital. I still use, turntables and records and things like that, but I can do it all. But everything is going digital, even with listening to the radio. Of course, we have the radio in the car and everything, but we have radio app. So a lot of times we're not on the, a lot of times you guys are not in the car. So let me ask you this. Who gets tired of hearing the same songs on the radio all the time? Now everybody answers it, haven't raised their hand. All right, so let me tell y'all about that real quick. So anytime I have an opportunity to tell people, I tell them this because I want y'all to understand how radio works. So radio works, you're in a car, it's from point A to point B. So you're gonna be in a car, you're gonna go from home to school. You're gonna drive here, take you 15 minutes to get here. There are specific songs, there are your favorite songs that you wanna hear. So say your favorite song is Drake, Controller. You're driving from home to school and you don't hear Controller. You know what I'm saying? It drives 15 minutes, you don't hear Controller. But if I'm driving from my home to like Akron, I may hear Controller a couple times. So you get to wherever you're getting and you're like, man, the radio is trash. They haven't played Control. Like, that's the only song I want to hear. They haven't played it, but we probably played it as soon as you got out of the car. Meanwhile, somebody else that's driving further, they're like, man, they keep playing the same 2, 3, 4 songs. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you may hear a lot of the songs that you hear a lot. It's because it's to grab your attention. You're not in the car long. But we also know that people want to listen to the radio, and we have offers that are pretty dope now. So that's why we have the radio app. So you can listen to the app, you can listen to the station, you can listen to mixes, you can get prizes, you can do anything. And then like it's different apps. Live Mixtapes has an app. All of these apps are made. I actually just downloaded the app before I came here because I'm heading to New York when I leave here, and I have to get a hotel. There's an app called Hotel Tonight. And I don't have a hotel for tonight, so now I can go on the Hotel Tonight app, get my hotel just for tonight. You know what I'm saying? So everything that you guys are doing with these apps, regardless of what it is, especially people with the party apps, you don't have to say it now, but maybe y'all can DM me. We can talk about it later, so I could get some. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what we want to do, Steph, is let's before you go, because I know you got to catch your flight, but let's have you just walk around just to each room, and maybe they can just tell you about their app briefly if you got time.
Okay, no, I got time. Yeah. So, so that's pretty much me. Oh, and by the way, I'm a champion now, so, yeah, I'm a champion DJ. Clap it up for Cal. Love that shirt. So that was like the greatest experience in my life, being born and raised. And it was 3 people that I really, really felt that really understood everything that was going on with that. That was myself, Coach Posey, because he's from Cleveland, and LeBron, because we're all from here, and we've been through all of this, all of these non-winning seasons, and for us to finally win a championship is just the greatest feeling in the world. And now I could go and brag wherever I go, like DJ Steph. I changed my bio to champion, DJ of the NBA champion Cleveland Cavaliers, because we are champions. So, that's pretty much my story.